Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're on day 3 of our month-long mindfulness challenge. Again, I'm glad you're with me. Hopefully, everybody by now knows what the whole story is with this challenge, but if you don't, feel free to go back to day 1 where I talk about the mindfulness month-long calendar and how I'm going to be walking you through this. No big deal. But hopefully, all of you know what the program is here, and I'm hoping that you guys had a chance to do some driving yesterday in a more mindful way. And if you did, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, if you had a good experience, if it made you think differently about activities that you do every day, and maybe how being more mindful may be of some benefit to you. So, day 3 is today's Saturday. It's the summertime. So, I thought, how about we get everybody to spend a little bit of time outside today. Okay, so it might not be a stretch because again, it's the weekend. Jess, if you're here, I know you're on vacation. You mentioned that you're near the water, so hopefully you're enjoying your vacation, and you'll hopefully get to spend some time outside today. I'm going to try to spend some time outside today. But what's so great about that, and what can we do around mindfulness? Well, first of all, I think everybody can understand what the benefits of being outside can be, but it's an easier place very often for us to be more mindful. Just the different sensations we experience, whether it's the weather, it could be, the difference of the feeling of the air on our skin is very different outside than it might be inside. We might hear different things, we experience things differently, and it can kind of help us reconnect in many ways. So you don't have to do anything crazy when you're outside. If you feel like you want to do something different than you would normally do, like maybe you have time, or maybe you have the ability to do an activity outside, like going hiking or being at the beach, spending some time in the woods, whatever that thing is. Vicky, if you're watching, I know that you're a huge outdoor enthusiast and you're doing all kinds of awesome things like kayaking and cool things like that. So whatever you want to do outside, and honestly, it can be as simple as, can you just walk outside and sit for a few minutes and feel the air and listen to the birds, or heck, listen to the traffic going by, watch people. If you're in a city, watching some people go by, and use the opportunity to not get lost in thought, but instead to become more mindful of what's going on around you, doing the same exact thing we talked about yesterday with driving. What is it that I see? It's as simple as that. What do I see when I look around me? What do I hear when I really listen to what's happening around me? And what do I feel? What does it feel like to be outside? Maybe it's really, really hot and it's uncomfortable. That's a possibility, and that's okay. You don't have to have any particular judgment. It doesn't have to be that just because I'm being mindful that suddenly everything is the best experience in the world. But just allowing yourself to notice what comes up without judgment and be okay with whatever that is. So it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it. You certainly can. And I know for myself, just one of my favorite activities to do that I try to do every single weekend, if the weather is not too cold or too hot, is I love sitting on my front porch. I have a rocking chair out there, and I just love to sit outside early in the morning when the sun is coming up and you can hear the birds chirping. And I just like to look around. What do you see? Do you see animals? Do you see people? Do you see nothing? So just notice. And of course, just like yesterday, being outside is another opportunity to include your family in mindfulness. So maybe they're joining you for whatever activity it is. Again, it doesn't have to be that you have to plan this big, crazy activity. If you want to, fantastic. But can you help your kids or your family or whoever maybe it's your spouse, whoever you're with today, can you help them to stop for a second and notice what's around you when you're outside. What do you see? What do you hear? And what do you feel? And did you notice anything different? Or did you notice something that you forgot about? Like, you know what? I forgot that I really like looking at these flowers in the garden on my street. And I haven't really taken time in a long time to notice it. But today I did notice. Those can be really, really great moments that we lose track of. And I know it sounds extremely trite and it sounds like something we've all said a million times, but stopping to smell the roses, that's kind of exactly what this is all about. Stop and notice what's around you. It doesn't have to slow your life down. It doesn't have to be a big production. Literally, as you're walking, from your house to your car, if that's your only time outside today, no big deal. Notice what it feels like. Notice what's around you. Notice what you see and what you hear. And that's really your ticket to mindfulness. And I promise, as we go, the activities will be maybe some more traditional mindfulness activities like meditation and things like that. But I do want to get you thinking about everyday things that you're already doing. Start noticing what's going on around you. Okay, so please, if you get a chance to go outside today and you paid attention to what you were doing and you noticed what you saw and what you felt and what you heard, tell me about it. Tell me what it made you think. Tell me what the experience was like. Did it have some value? Is it something that you think that you'll think about again as you do other activities? I would love to hear. So make sure you're commenting. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you tomorrow on Sunday for day 4. All right, take care.